What's up, everybody? It's Amon-Rellik the God Slayer. We are in Where Winds Meet. Today, we're going to start off with the first of tutorials. We're going to knock out the first thing you want to do first and foremost as soon as you get in the game after you created your character. Go into your menu, click Settings, and get all this down. Get all this down, whatever you want it to be, okay? Because I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to really go in depth into the button settings. You're going to be able to build your own house in this game, so you can fiddle with those things when it comes to it. But, you know, get your combat and movement buttons together. When it comes to your combat, you get a dodge. You'll have a martial arts skill. We'll go into those later. You can switch to your bows. You'll have a still water ability, which is kind of like your slow down time when you're using your bow. You get 4 mystic skills. And you'll get a lock on in order to lock onto the enemy. Sprint, your dodge, and that kind of thing. But you're also going to get an ability called deflect. Where is it at? Here we go. All right, you can hit that arrow key and go in. We're going to go to combat. You can get a defense where you can block. But then you hit deflection. Deflection allows you to counter when you deflect the enemy at the right time. It's bound to E, but you can bind it to other things as well. You want to get those out of the way. Dual weapon skills is when, because in this game you can have 2 martial arts at the same time, and 2 martial arts basically means 2 weapons. And in the middle of comboing, you can switch to another weapon in the middle of comboing and then use that weapon's skills, and vice versa. Execution and interact, that's basically like when an enemy is exhausted, you can execute the enemy to deal a significant damage. Sometimes it'll kill, sometimes it won't. And of course, in a normal state, you can use this to interact and pick things up. Okay, there's switched weapons. Switch weapon is down. For me, is down scroll. Switch to bow is up scroll, and that's no matter what. Okay. So, like for instance, for me, if I switch down, I'll go to my fan. If I switch down again, I'll go to my dual swords. But if I switch up at any point, I'll go to the bow. That means even if I go to down, fan, bow, I'll always go to the bow no matter what I do. I'll always go to the bow no matter what. If I go up, alright? Cool. And as you can see, I have my mystic skills, my 4 mystic skills. Later on, you'll get another 4 that you can use, which you can put on another set. I have these set to my alt, but these are regular number skills, and then I have these set to my alt numbers. And you'll get those as you level. And you can see these are my normal skills down at the bottom here. Now, don't mind my keybinds, because again, those are my personal keybinds. Alright, so that's the first thing. Second thing to understand is that this game is an MMO. If you are not ready to grind, do not play this game. First and foremost. Alright? Secondly, we're going to go in and look at what you do get. You get 1 weapon, you get 2 weapons, and you get 2 trinkets for each weapon. So you get a main weapon here, and then I get a trinket for that weapon. This corresponds directly to this. I get another weapon, and then I get a trinket for that weapon. This coincides directly with this. I get 1, 2, 3, 4 armor slots, a bow, and a trinket that goes to that bow. So now we understand that. On our ability screen, we can then enhance not the actual weapons, but the actual slots themselves. This allows me to enhance the slots that they're in. I can enhance the slots that they're in, or I can click into the weapon and then press tune to actually enhance the weapon itself. And if I actually want to level the martial art of the weapon, like say for instance, I want to actually level my martial art, I can click into it, right? And it'll say, like for instance, it'll say upgrade. And if I go to upgrade, I can then spend coin to upgrade the actual damage of all of my skills. So you're always going to want to do that because that allows you to get the most damage out of all of your skills. And then, of course, you can then break through. Breakthrough basically means go to the next level. But at 55, I won't be able to do this until I break my actual level cap. Because you can't break through past your own level cap. And right now, my level cap is 55, so I can't go past that. Inner ways. You're going to start getting inner ways a little earlier in the game. And inner ways are basically part of your build. Your main build is going to be whether you choose what you choose as a weapon and what you choose for your inner ways. That's going to be your your inner ways. That's going to be your main build. You're going to want to use inner ways that complement whatever you do with weapons. Now, when it comes to weapons, you got melee DPS weapons like these dual blades. You have a healer class weapon like my fans. You have a tank type weapon like this Thunderblade. Same thing with this spear. This is melee DPS. That's melee DPS. That's ranged DPS. So you see, like each weapon corresponds to a fighting style or a class specific fighting style. So like if you're gonna be using fans, you're gonna be doing more healing than DPS. If you use Thundercry Blade or the Stormbreaker Spear, you're gonna be doing more tanking. You're gonna be keeping the enemy's attention more than doing DPS or healing. So you have to basically kind of decide what do you want your role to be, because there's gonna be battles that you're gonna have to take part in which you're gonna have groups of people fighting with you. So you're gonna have to see or decide what do you want to take part in? Do you want to see big damage numbers? Or do you want to heal people and resurrect people and be a supporter? I'm DPS support, basically. I'm DPS support, so I can kind of play both roles. Or at least 2 out of the 3 roles. Well, 2 out of the 4 roles. I can play 2 out of the 4 roles. But play around with the weapons, see what gets you, but make sure you do it early. Pick up as many weapons as you can find as different weapons. Figure out what you want to play with early, because then you're going to be spending a lot of your resources into powering these weapons and these martial arts up. Because the weapon is also the martial art. As you can see, the martial art is my weapon. But you also have to level up the weapons themselves using the tuning, and then you have to level up the actual slot that the weapon is in. So you have 3 different ways of leveling up just this one side of the weapon. The martial art itself, here. The weapon itself, here. Using tuning. And then enhancing the weapon, the weapon slot itself. So that's 3 different ways, and that's for each and every slot. It goes for that. Each and every slot adheres to that. The only one that doesn't is like the armor slots and like these, because they, the martial arts are just linked to your 2 weapons. These 2, the other 2, adhere to this. So with the armor and these slots down here, and of course this, it's the same thing. Tune or enhance. You're going to do both. Tune or enhance. So just remember that. And this here is your mastery. This is your mastery. This number is the most important number in the game. You're going to get this mastery points. You're going to get mastery points for doing just about anything. Running around finding chests, doing side quests, killing enemies, getting better gear, leveling up and enhancing your gear, learning new martial arts, petting cats, all kinds of exploration. You're going to get it constantly. But you're going to get it in very slow increments if you're doing slower and low-ranked things. So you want to do harder and more, and more taxing things. so that you can get more and more, so you can get more and more points. Because this is going to be the big number that decides how much damage you do, how much health you have, all of that. Now, another thing you're going to have is talents. You're going to start off with no talents in the beginning, and you'll start getting them, and you'll basically start putting each talent node into here, getting different things. Like, for instance, divine craft, you can like consume fire oil. You'll get more divine crafts later, and you'll be able to put them on your quick list. And you'll basically just hold the Alt button, and as you can see, if I go over one, I have Aqua Wax. If I go over one, I have that. So that's how that works. Next is, if you notice, when it comes to your, back in the menu, when it comes to, like, for instance, using your enhances, right? It says that you need certain items. Like, I need raw ore, right? Whenever you need to find any item in the game, you're gonna open the map, hit the M button to open up the map. You'll click on this little flower right here, and you see all of these different things. You'll click over until you get to the rocks, and if you see, I can highlight, I need raw ore. So what we'll do is we'll look at let's say I needed cold iron. I can click it, and it'll bring up nodes as to where this iron is, and you can go there and collect it. That applies to everything. That applies to everything. Or if you want to find specific mobs, and it'll even show you what they'll drop. Like, if you want to test out a sword, find this mob, kill him, he might drop a sword for you. Sword again for that guy. Well, actually, it's just any gear piece. He might drop a sword, or he might drop any type of weapon of this level. So you'll want to, look around. Some of these, again, the icons on your map are going to guide you to all of, like, the major stuff. Like, you're going to want to do all of this. Any of these icons, you want to go over there, explore, do the quests, get all of these different. These are all fast travel nodes that you see here. These are fast travel nodes. You want to get those so that you can bounce around the map easily. This is a fast travel node as well. These here are combat outposts. When you start the game, if you go into your menu and you go to wandering paths, you see this right here? This is your energy. You get 500 energy every day. This will allow you to do certain things that give you, like, high-end rewards. But you can only do it up to 500 of your energy spent. So one of the biggest things you're going to be doing a lot of is when you fight bosses in the story mode, when you go into challenges, those bosses will be here in the story mode thing. And as you can see, it says claim cost 20, which means when I beat this boss, I'm going to have to give up 20 of my energy to claim the chest. Now I can double that and get double the rewards by using 40 of my energy instead of 20. So you're gonna want to learn how to do those things, and you want to learn, coming in here, you're gonna be doing this a lot. And this is how that's how you're gonna get most of your really good gear. It's gonna be through this. But things like, of course, doing these will also give you gear at the end of clearing these places out. So you're going to want to learn to do those things. Right? Awesome. You have a bag, of course. which will give you, you'll have your gear, any quick use items, any development items that you might have, which are basically like all your irons and stuff like that. All these different things that you need for your leveling up will be here. All of your monies will be here. You'll have different things that you use for, like the item shops and like the vendors in the game. Any like quest items will all be in here. Any trading items will be in here. And like, let's say for instance, in your regular bag, let's say you have all these slots, but you want to get more slots. Click on the slot. It'll say spend 5,000 gold to get 6 slots. I'm gonna do that. Boom, I get 6 slots. And you can just keep doing that till your heart's content, until you have as many as you need. Now, your health potions, get used to crafting. So when you're in your bag, when you go into your bag, it says craft. When you go to craft, you can craft weaponry and armor pieces once you learn the actual recipe for them. But you're gonna go to cook, and you're gonna want to cook food. And let's say you have enough, you can say cook, and you'll cook it, right? I got one of these. Great. Now, what you're gonna want to do with that, and you're gonna want to cook medicine. Like if you have any medicines, you're gonna want to cook medicines. Now, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna go over to your consumables. Now you see where I have savory roast, right? Savory roast. I have it set to auto use for HP threshold. When I drop below 50% health, I'm gonna automatically use this. But I also have my medicines down here. And this will be used while I'm in combat. You want to use these while you're in combat. Now, as you continue to kill bosses and things of that nature, you will be able to go, because you're going to start over here in this map, right? And you'll be able to go to the Evergreen, where is it? The Evergreen Clinic. You're going to go to the Evercare Clinic. You're going to go and talk to a person here. It's going to be a girl named Yao Yao. And you're going to talk to her, and she's going to give you, she's going to basically give you, she's going to expand your medicine chest so that you can hold more medicines at a time. It's very important that you do that. And again, you'll learn different martial arts. You'll actually steal techniques from certain masters by hiding and watching them and doing a little mini game to get their martial arts, things like that. This will let you see any NPCs around the map that you can talk to that might start a quest, or you might get certain things for talking to them. This here will let you see like any of the sects. If you want to find which is basically like the clans in the game. If you want to see where a clan is, you can see the introduction of them and just decide if you want to join that clan or not. So this is the basics of the map, and like these here will teach you different martial arts skills, so you'll want to do these as well. There'll be dungeons that you can go into and do. Beautiful, very good dungeons, very cool dungeons, and things of that nature. Again, this is the basics map. You can click on these here, and these right here will basically take you to like some of your most important things. It basically puts these 3 very important things on the map and say, hey, you should be doing these 3 things. That's what these 3 things are saying. They're saying that, hey man, you should be doing these, But as you go through the story, you'll start up here. You'll end up working your way down and over here into these areas. I haven't done these areas yet, but you'll work your way down into those areas. But this is the gist of it. I'm not going to get into the combat yet. I just want you to get into the gist of knowing what you need to be doing in terms of, you know, your skills, leveling up your abilities, things of that nature. You're going to always keep coming in here. You're going to always keep leveling up. Always keep leveling up. Every time you get new stuff, you'll see like these little arrows right here. These arrows are these little dots here that basically tell you, these dots basically say, hey, there's something you can do over here. You know, and it says apparently, oh, I can level something up. So if I go in here and I click on this, hey, I can level this up. Okay, I'll level it up right now. Boom. You see it went away now. So if I go back here, it's saying, oh, there's something I can still do here. What can I do here? Let me see. Maybe I can tune one of these things. Maybe that's what I can do. Maybe I can tune something. Let me see. Can I tune anything? I might be able to tune something. Let me see. Oh, can't tune that. Let me see. Can I tune this? Nope. Maybe I can tune this. Can I tune this? Oh, I can. And tuning basically means I'm taking my own older items that I don't use, and I'm using them to make my actual weapon stronger. You know what? I'll go ahead and use one of those real quick. Boom. Okay, max stone split. Didn't like that. Oh, didn't like that either. But it's all good. All right. You know, and I'll go back here. Oh, it still says I can do some tuning. So I'm going to try to look around, see what I got. And you'll just keep doing that until you realize, okay, that diamond's not there no more. Same thing with abilities. Abilities is saying, hey, there's something over here that you can do. Oh, inner way. Oh, I can level these inner ways up. Okay, that's what see what that says right here? Inner way breakthrough. I got 10. I need 10. I can go ahead and level that up if I want to. Not going to, but I can. So you want to keep your eye on these gold dots. These gold dots are going to let you know that there's something you can do. There's something to be done somewhere around here. Look for these golden dots, things of that nature. And after a while, you're gonna probably ignore a lot of them because a lot of them are just gonna send you to different places. The last thing I'm gonna say about the beginning of the game when you're first learning, always check your mail. When you first start the game, they're going to give you all kinds of rewards. As you can see at the bottom, you get all kinds of rewards for logging into the game. Next, you're going to want to go to Season Pass because you're not Season Pass, I'm sorry. Battle Pass. Because Battle Pass is going to give you all sorts of rewards for playing in the game and doing things. Now, if I had the Elite Pass, I'd be getting all of this. But I just got the regular pass, so I'm just going to get the Oscillating Jade. Go to your events. See where it says I can log in for 3 days, log in for 4 days, claim. Great. And then right here it says daily login completed, 1,000 coins, claim. Down here, can I claim anything? Nope. Oh, I can claim these. Boom, claim. Can I claim anything in here? Nope. Nope. Okay, all of these are just something I can participate in. Oh, I can claim some over here. I reached 51, Renowned Warrior. So when I turn 56, I can claim this one. Claim these. Boom goes dynamite. Oh, I got an epic weapon of my choice. Nice. All right. You know, you want to go into your journal. This journal will allow you to basically, review a lot of the things you've been doing and what you've been exploring. If you want to keep up with the quest that you're trying to do, any quest in progress, main story, lost chapter, you can focus on any of these like this, or you can come up here and do it this way. It's the same thing. If you just want to see them all, you can just see them all. If you just want to see your lost chapters, or just your exploration, or just your encounters, or just your main story. That's how you can keep track of what you're doing, or what you need to do. Profession will come later. There are two general professions. There's a healer, because in this game, when you get certain injuries, like you can fracture your legs and you can fracture your arms, things of that nature. And when you do, only another player can heal it. The only way you can heal it outside of another player is, I think, going to the actual main healer. And so you'll have players who will be delighted to help you and heal you because they get experience for doing so. Or you can play a scholar. And I believe the scholar is the one that actually has to do with more of like using instruments and things of that nature. You'll get to use like instruments, and you can master using instruments, things of that nature. Of course, your appearance lets you change whatever you want to change in terms of your gear. And you can change like your hair. Yeah, you can change that. You can change your pants. You can change your hats. You can change your cloak if you have a cloak. You can put a mask on if you want to have a mask. There's like so many customization options. You can put things on your belt, on your arms. You can put earrings in your ear. So, you know, you can do all kinds of good, cool stuff. And then, of course, you can go to the item shop and buy, you know, items if you want. Same thing with your weapons. You can give your weapons cool little colors or cool little different, like, because, like, no matter what weapon you put on, your weapon on your back won't necessarily change. But here, you can actually, like, you know, if you do certain things, it'll actually tell you. Like certain things you can do, like this one's a journal challenge. If I beat this challenge, and you can go to the challenge or hit space to obtain, it'll take you to the challenge that you need to do, and you'll get this weapon skin. Same thing for these here. I can purchase them, or I can go for the one that's a challenge. And so here is where like all of your things are set up. And once you hit every 5 levels, you're going to be told level cap needs to be increased. When you see that, click this, and it's going to say go to breakthrough. And then it's going to tell you what you need to do to break through. It's going to say character level 55 at 55. I need to do the Taipei Mausoleum trial floor number 6. If I do that, I'll get this done, and I'll be able to break my cap and level 5 more levels to 60, and it'll tell me what boost I'll get, and it'll tell me like what all happens. Basically what happens is once you break through, the game will keep the enemies at your level no matter what. So if you break through, the enemies are going to level up with you. So let's say I break through from 55 to 60. All the enemies in the overworld map are going to be level 60 or between 55 and 60. They're going to be between 55 and 60. You know. And of course, it'll give me the rewards down here. I'll get a gear set for 56 to help me get started in the 56. I'll get some character EXP, some money, Echo Jade, which you'll use for like vendors and stuff like that. And then if I want to play, let's say I want to play a multiplayer, I can go over here. Well, claim all of this. But let's say y'all want to play multiplayer, I can go to mode switch, and then I can go to online mode, where I can play with people in the game. But your main level of power is going to come from you being in solo mode, doing a lot of the solo, because like the story you can only do solo, things like that nature. So your main source of power is going to come from online, from your solo mode. Then, but you can do like co-op with other players. Like a friend of mine can actually join with me, and then we'll be in co-op mode with just us two in the game. And so right now it's just me, and there will be PvP. So you're going to want to learn combat, and that will be the next. That's going to be the next video that I show you guys. Is going to be getting used to combat and what that looks like. Thanks guys for hanging out and watching. Amon-Rellik the God Slayer, Amon-Rellik Gamer. I know this was kind of a long one, but there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this game. Hope you guys enjoy. Where winds meet, and I'm out.